Good morning, dear students. Welcome to Silver Bells Mansarovar Online Education. Myself Vinod Trivedi. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 7, Packing. Student, already we have discussed about summary of the lesson. We have discussed about the story. Now we are going to learn this lesson line to line. Okay, before that we try to understand pre-task. Before you read, do you like going on trips? What kind of trips do you enjoy most? Okay students, suppose if you have time, okay, you can write down about this thing. Okay, this is not compulsory, but for your writing skill you can do. Suppose if you want to write, okay, about it, then it is good for your vocabulary and for good your language practice. So suppose if you have time, okay, you can utilize. There is no compulsory. Now next, how do you feel about having to pack for a trip? Okay, as you are used to, suppose if we are used to go in different places for different reason. Suppose sometime we have a summer vacation or any other things, small vacation, so we like to go outside. So before that we need some preparation, and generally this is thing happen in our home. Generally mother tries to pack up all the things. Okay, and this is a real little hard task. Suppose if we do not put a particular thing, then whenever it is needed there is a question for us. And maybe suppose if you have gone any adventurous place and there is no availability of these different things like toothbrush or toothpaste, or like suppose a hair oil, so you have face little awkward things. So this is the thing, a really good story is there and we are going to enjoy it. Now next students, have you ever discovered on a trip that you have forgotten to pack a few things you very much need, or that you can't find them easily? So as I told, suppose it thing happen with everyone. Okay, sometimes we forget the things and we do not get when it is needed. Now see, does this make you angry or does it make you laugh at yourself? Sometimes after, okay, whenever you are just packing at a time, you have not considered this thing, and but when you have need of the small thing, okay, sometimes you have sometimes you get angry on yourself only. Otherwise sometimes you have a life. Okay, what kind of person I am? Okay, so this thing happen. Sometimes we are blaming on others also, because of you we have not taken this thing and so on all. So does this make you angry or does it make you laugh at yourself? Now read this description of how the author and his friends pack. Okay, let us start. Glossary is given also over here. Pride myself on, I am proud of. Okay, there are some new words. Okay, so you learn it, and if it possible you write down in your notebook also. Hard words. Okay, fell, enter means here, accepted, uncanny, strange, worried, that kind of things. Now see, I said I would pack. Okay, I said I would pack, it means who has said? Writer himself, he told. Okay, I will pack. I rather pride myself on my packing. Packing is one of those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person living. Over here, author himself declared that he was genius in many things, but he had speciality in especially packing. It surprised me myself sometimes how many such things there are. I impressed the face upon George and Harris and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely to me. They fell into the suggestion with readiness that had something uncanny about it. George spread himself over the easy chair and Harris cocked his leg on the table. Okay, this kind of thing happen in with us also sometime. Okay, some people they have a they have a speciality for speaking. Generally, I am telling you, they are boasting about him. Okay, I am good at that place and I am good at that place. Okay, if anything is going on at that time also, they are poking their nose. You do not do like this way. Okay, suppose cooking is going on in for any occasion, big occasion. So cook who is doing his work, there is no need of suggestion. Already he has done master in this field. I am telling you why, because he has experience. But even though some people they like to tell him, you supposed to add this thing and you supposed to like you supposed to do this work like this way. So that kind of nature some people have, and the same nature writer has. So he is saying that, okay, to his friend George and Harris, don't worry about packing, I am best in packing, you suppose not to do anything. But again you make sure, students, actually what writer exactly wanted at that time, writer wanted that he would supervise the thing, and the work will be done by whom? George and Harris. But that thing is not happening over here. You can see both lazy person. Okay, what they did? Okay, they selected their comfort zone, and writer himself, he had to finish, okay, some task of the packing. Now see what happened. This was hardly when I intended it. That is why it is written. This was I hardly intended. Writer didn't want that Harris and George they didn't work, but writer himself wanted that Harris and George worked according writer. Okay, and writer wanted to supervise them only, nothing else. But the thing has been changed over here. What happened? Okay, George and Harris, they stopped the work and they set aside, and writer had to work. Okay, that is why it is written. This was hardly what I intended. What I had meant, of course, was that I should boss the job, and that Harris and George should potter about under my direction. I pushing them aside every now and then with, oh you, here let me do it. There you are simple enough, really teaching them. As you might say, they're taking it in the way. They did irritate me. There is nothing does irritate me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I am working. स्टूडेंट्स, क्या हुआ, पहले मैंने आपको बता दिया, शायद आपको पता चल गया इंग्लिश में. राइटर का इंटेंशन क्या रहता है, हर बार उनका एक्टिव नेचर वो समझते हैं और बोलते हैं मैं सब चीज़ों का सुपरवाइज करूँ, मैं काम ना करूँ पर आप ऐसे करो, ये काम को ऐसे रखो. सपोज पैकिंग की बात है तो पैकिंग में आप उस तरह से करो, अगर ये चीज़ पहले रखो, ये चीज़ बाद में रखो, ऐसी बात वो इच्छते थे. पर यहाँ बात अलग हो गई, ये दोनों तो अलग साइड में हो गए और राइटर खुद काम कर रहे थे, वो ऑब्जर्व कर रहे थे सब बैठ के कि तो एक्जैक्टली क्या हुआ, सुपरवाइजर जॉर्ज और हैरिस बन गए और काम किसको करना पड़ा, राइटर को. सो कीप दिस इन माइंड. आई लिव्ड विथ अ मैन वंस हु यूज्ड टू मेक मी एंड दैट वे ही वुड लो ऑन द सोफा, मीन्स रेस्टिंग, एंड वॉच मी डूइंग थिंग्स बाय द आर टुगेदर. ही सेड it did him real good to look on at me messing about. Now I am not like that. I can't sit still and see another man slaving and working. So over here writer himself told that if one is working and I cannot see, okay, I want to get up and superintend and walk around with my hands in my pockets and tell him what to do. It is my energetic nature. I can't help it. Students, I'm giving you one suggestion to you. Okay, in reference book, all kind of question and answers and everything is available. But suppose to you should have your own ideology. Okay, because sometime paper setter may want that something new, and it shouldn't be in any reference book. Okay, before making a paper setter also tries to see some reference book. Okay, so you should have your ideology. Suppose if I'm asking one question from here. Okay, it is my energetic nature, I can't help. What does it mean? Explain. तो यहाँ बच्चों क्या होता है कि राइटर का बोलना ये है कि अगर कोई काम कर रहा है तो मैं वहाँ जाके सामने बैठ नहीं रहता सकता हूँ, बट मुझे वो चीज़ में इंटरेस्ट लेना है और मैं चीज़ को देखता हूँ, ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ और फिर उनको सजेशन देता हूँ. ओके, और मैं मतलब कि पॉकेट में हाथ रख के ओके उसको मतलब कि एक जैसा सुपरिटेंडेंट जैसा काम करता हूँ. दिस इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ द सेंटेंस. तो कभी कभी कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी है कि जो मतलब रेफरेंस बुक में भी नहीं है, तो आपको वीडियो में बराबर ध्यान देना है एंड यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड पॉसिबल इन इंग्लिश ओनली. ओके, हिंदी इज़ नॉट गुड फॉर रेगुलर बिकॉज यू शुड हैव ओके दैट कैपेबिलिटी दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश ओनली. सो दिस इज द थिंग. राइटर हिमसेल्फ wanted that he would like to supervise if anyone who is working nearby him, and this is his active nature, otherwise energetic nature. I can't help it. Okay, writer himself told that okay, I can't change this thing. However, I didn't say anything but started the packing. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be, but I got the bag finished at last. Okay, now what happened? The friend of writers, they didn't work and writer himself working. Okay, and it took long time. Okay, I got the bag finished at last and I sat on it and stepped it. Okay, close it. And you going to put the boots in, said Harris. Now that is one other things. Okay, Harris, who is not helping while a writer is packing. Okay, you can see over here, but at a time what he is doing? Okay, he is asking him, okay, have you put boot in it, in the bag? And this is okay irritated thing for writer. And I looked around and found I had forgotten them. That's just like Harris. Okay, actually writer didn't put the boot inside the bag. He couldn't have said a word until I would got the bag shut and stepped, of course. And George laughed. One of those irritating, senseless laugh of his. They do make me so wild. Okay, कभी कभी आप अपनी कोई चीज़ में बहुत मतलब अपनी स्किल का बूस्टिंग करते हो, मतलब कि अपने को ज़्यादा बताते हो और वो चीज़ में मतलब आपका बेसिक चीज़ वीक हो तो वो अपने को गुस्सा दिलाती है. तो दैट थिंग हैपन. राइटर हिमसेल्फ ओके हु वाज डिक्लेयरिंग दैट ही वाज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट पैकर इन द वर्ल्ड एंड ही डिडंट पुट ओके वन ऑफ द रिक्वायरेबल थिंग boot in the bag. So Harris, who was okay laughing on him, I opened the bag and packed the boots in, and then just as I was going to close it, a horrible idea occurred to me. Had I packed my toothbrush? I don't know how it is, but I never do know whether I have packed my toothbrush. Okay, afterwards writer himself realized, otherwise he recalled, did I put my toothbrush or not? Okay, my toothbrush is a thing that haunts me when I am traveling and makes my life a misery. Okay, many times okay we forget also essential things. I dream that I haven't packed it and wake up in a cold perspiration and get out of bed and hunt for it, and in the morning I pack it before I have used it. Okay, writer himself told many times I forget a toothbrush, and suddenly I recall, okay, I'm sleeping, then I get up and I hunt, I'm trying to search about the toothbrush, okay, whether I have put or not. So in the morning I pack it before I have used it and have to unpack again to get it, and it is always the last thing I turn out of the bag. Then I repack and forget it, and I have to rush upstairs for it at the last moment and carry it to the railway station wrapped up in my pocket handkerchief. Okay, so he told about the thing happened with the writer. Generally he forgets, okay, to put toothbrush in the bag. Of course I had to turn every mortal thing out now, and of course I could not find it. Okay, so writer himself wrote many times that thing happened. Okay, I didn't pack, and again I am thinking about the toothbrush. I rummaged the thing up into much the same state that they must have been before the world class created, and when chaos reigned. Of course I found George and Harris 18 times over, but I couldn't find my own. So that thing happened over here. Okay, the toothbrush is of George and Harris he got, but writer didn't get his own. I put the thing back one by one and held everything up and shook it. Then I found it inside a boot. I repacked once more. Okay, actually toothbrush was in boot. So after all he got. When I had finished, George asked if the shop was in. I said I didn't care a hang whether the shop was in or whether it wasn't. I slammed the bag shut and strapped it, and found that I had packed my spectacles in it and had to reopen it. It got shut up finally at 10:05 p.m. And then there remained the hampers to do. Harry said that we should be waiting to start in less than 12 hours time, and thought that he and George had better do the rest, and I agreed and sat down, and they had a go. Okay, so what happened again? Writer himself forgotten about his spectacles. Okay, he put inside of the bag. Okay, so this was also a horrible thing for him. Okay, he opened the bag and he also took out the spectacles and all. Okay, so afterwards writer himself tired for this packing. So Harris and George both were watching about it, and they told to writer that rest thing would be done by us. Okay, so afterwards in next video we will discuss. Okay, we have seen how did the writer pack the bag. Okay, remaining things still was left. Okay, all packing was not done, remaining packing was still left, which would be done by whom? George and Harris. So we will discuss in next video. Okay, students, you read it. Okay, and you enjoy the story. Thank you. Have a nice day.